What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the No Business Soccer Podcast. It's been a freaking long time, feels like anyway. Probably not for y'all, but it has been for us. We're here with the full fam today. We got Brainiac J Fam hanging out in the back. We got Danny P, of course, man in the ones and twos, and my boy Hype Man Vic. How have you been, dude?
Been good. You see, I got a change of scenery around me here. Just moved in with my fiance, so Danny
That's
P,
cute.
if you wanna roll the clip of Chunk talking to Sloth on the Goonies, talking about living with him now, he's like, that's basically me.
You
Yeah,
live with me now.
yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Oh, okay.
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you are pretty Neanderthal like, and your fiance, your wife to be, she's
is
definitely a little bit more responsible than you.
clearly
Would
the
you
adult.
agree?
Yes, absolutely. I'm 100% the adult.
Okay, but I
But
know
no,
you're
I
probably
have to be
sipping on
taken.
something though, right?
Yes, she did let me bring my whiskey,
Oh
and
yeah.
this is a new bottle I just got. It's Weller 12 year. Got a thing for 12 years, I guess. Don't take that
Excuse
out of
me.
context.
Yeah. What?
So we're sipping that. It's good, oaky, sweet. It's a weeded bourbon, delicious.
As long as it's not peated, then
Mm-mm.
it's good. Okay,
No,
we're
maybe
good to
next
go.
next episode.
Well, we do have a lot to get to. Since we've last had a show, since we've last talked with you guys, we had the European draw. We had Austin FC losing a lot of matches. And man, a lot has happened at the No Business headquarters. So, which is just my room. It's not a big deal. But either way, we have a lot to talk about. So first, we'll start off with the European draws that happened. So all of the competitions, the Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, everybody's starting off their new competition setup, I guess you can call it, or as Danny P called it, the European Super League. That they wanted it, they got it. So yeah, it's pretty much going to be a very different competition to what we've seen the past few years. And we'll go ahead and just get it out because I know Vic likes to talk shit about it all the time. There's only one team in all of our teams that's in the Champions League this year, and it's Victor's. Victor, how did you like the draw?
We're gonna have some good matches. I think we face AC Milan first, so that's gonna be a fun match and some competitive matches. And I think y'all's league is gonna be competitive for y'all because y'all are all the same. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
Europa
watch.
League.
I don't watch
Europa
that.
League's going to be fun. I know. Well, we'll get into the details of it coming up towards the end of the show. We'll recap all of the leagues. We'll do the European reach around like we usually do, and then we'll kind of move on from there. Give our takes on some of the matches coming up because there's so many matches on the first match day, I guess you can call it, for the Champions League. We're just going to cover the matches that are happening first, and then we'll kind of cover them later. Because if we would have did all of them, like sometimes you do the group of death, things like that. That's not a thing anymore. So yeah, going to be weird. It's going to be interesting to see it. So okay, well, how about the Austin FC minute?
We have
You're
to.
the you're our resident Austin FC specialist, so please have
I
at
think
it.
we've had 2 losses since last time we talked to you guys, at least,
Ooh.
and we have definitely tried to emphasize that we need these wins to get in the playoffs. So not looking very good.
Yeah.
Our next game is home this Saturday, as of recording the 21st. This Saturday coming up, we're gonna play. I think Toronto. No, we just played Toronto. I
No, we just lost to Toronto.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just lost to Toronto. Yeah, it's running together, man. It was a bad weekend for me. I'm just gonna go and get this out there. Austin FC lost. Liverpool lost. My Voli Dolies, they lost. The Alexa Grasso lost, who I was going for in UFC. Dallas Cowboys got absolutely destroyed. It's not been a fun weekend for me, you guys. So
Yeah.
we see a lot of this disappearing while we're talking about this.
Yeah, he might be a little touchy this time. So I'm gonna take it easy on him. I'm not gonna argue with him a lot. I don't want him to break down on me. Plus, he's moving to his fiance's.
There's a lot going on right now.
They're like interlocking stuff. Is that a good way to put it? I don't know. Either way, also before we get moving on, there's no cat updates, guys. I think the cat's done with me. I told you, I don't remember. I think we did a show, didn't post it, something like that. But you don't know this. But my cat it got like a boyfriend and then just didn't come around anymore. Like the cat used to be perfectly fine in the morning. I'd walk by it and it wouldn't let me touch the cat. It wouldn't let me pet her, but she would be there. And now she has this little boyfriend and they only come by at like 3 a.m. and I can't even I don't see her anymore. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'm gonna stop feeding your ass. That's bad. I still feed her. I'm just acting tough. Yeah, man, there's been a lot that's happened. Vic's birthday happened. My birthday happened. Yeah. I don't know. Golly, a lot has happened. It's good to be back here talking soccer, talking European reach around. And Vic, I think we're ready to hop in. Anything else we need to discuss?
No, I think we're good. Let's do it.
Oh, I will say this before we jump in. One last thing. We know that we don't really watch a lot of the lower leagues in England, but we are going to start covering the Wrexham Minute as well, or the Wrexham Recap. We'll have a name for it, something, because as I don't know how to put it, but they're an interesting team that is being highly covered all around the U.S. and around the world at this point. So we want to be there talking about this as well. And if you've ever watched the show, I don't even know what it's called, something about Wrexham. I can't remember the name of the show. Vic's never even seen it, though. We talked about this. But it's like if you took all of us that got into soccer from the States, and our dream once we played that first FIFA match, taking a team from like, the depths of English football all the way up to the Prem and the Champions League and all that. That's pretty much what McElhaney and Deadpool did. Like, they just decided they were going to do it, and they did it, and it's freaking awesome to see. And yeah, we'll talk about them coming up. Not this time around. I will say there was a game today, but essentially it was a celebrity off. It was Tom Brady's Birmingham versus Deadpool and McElhaney's Wrexham. It ended 3-1, I believe, to Birmingham. I didn't get to watch the whole match, but every time I checked into it, it was just pictures, or it was just video of Tom Brady and the famous people there. I think Gary Neville was there too. So was who else was there? David Beckham was there. Like, it's just crazy. League One game has all these stars there. But yeah, we're gonna start covering them a lot more in a quick segment, just like the Austin FC one. Okay, that's enough.
What do they play on? Was it Paramount Plus? Like, is that where they show?
Oh yeah, Paramount Plus. And
if you guys want to watch it, Paramount.
I don't even know if they actually cover the entire league or if it's just Wrexham, which is insane. I mean, that tells you how relevant this team is. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch the show. Kind of gets you hooked. Makes you like, whenever you first turn on FIFA and you do that career mode, you're like, oh my god, how awesome would it be? It's essentially that, but with two guys that are rich and famous. They did it. So okay. Moving on, let's kick it off. Vic, where do you want to start? You want to start in La Liga?
Yeah, that's first thing on the list. So let's do it, because otherwise, I think Daniel will be mad at us.
I know I'm acting like we have any choice in this, but we're going to start with La Liga. Okay, first off, Friday we saw Betis get off the canvas as they get a 2-0 win over Leganés, and this was their first win of the season. The biggest question here is what the heck is up with Hector Bellerin's hair? We'll have to have a picture of it. I'm sure we can pull it up and show you, but dude looks like an 80s Colombian Coke dealer is how I'd put it. It's awesome to see his hair like that. I believe he did play for Arsenal at one point, so not a big fan of the guy, but his hair is awesome right now. Okay, moving on. Saturday, we had Mallorca fall to Villarreal 2-1, with the Yellow Submarines getting a late winner from Iosi Perez, ex-Newcastle guy. Espanyol get back-to-back wins, this time with a 3-2 win over Alaves, thanks to a Javi Puado hat trick. Sevilla did it. They freaking did it. They got a win. They beat Getafe 1-0 at the Roman. Oh, listen to this. Roman Sanchez Pizjuan, thanks to a laser from Jesus Navas. Real Madrid beat Sociedad 2-0 by burying 2 penalties. But La Real hit the post 3 freaking times. So if it had a little bit more luck, this game could have been completely different. Something's up with Real. We'll talk about them here in a second. Sunday, we had Celta beat Vic's Volidoli 3-1. Ay, Volidoli, what has happened to you? Barca continue their hot start as they beat Girona 4-1. Bilbao beat Las Palmas 3-2. Atleti beat Valencia 3-0. And Conor Gallagher gets his first Atleti goal. It's pretty funny. You hear all these Spanish names, Atletico Madrid, and the scorer is Conor Gallagher. Pretty funny. Sunday, we had Rayo Vallecano beat Sunday, that was today. Monday, just a couple hours ago, Rayo beat Osasuna 3-1, and James Rodriguez, we know who that dude is. He made his first appearance for Rayo, and he didn't do anything, but he was on for 10 minutes. But it's just pretty cool. He's going to be there all season, so yeah, we get to see more James Rodriguez, and that's always fun to watch. Okay, Vic, Tell us that table, bro.
Yeah, and with the table, things are starting to shape up kind of where you thought things would be. You got Barcelona on top. Only team with four wins, 5 wins actually. Is it 4 or 5? They're 5 wins. These match days are like running together, so it's hard to remember them. But 5 wins. Then you got Atletico Madrid right behind them with 11 points, 2 wins, 3 wins, and 2 draws. Real Madrid also there, and Villarreal rounding out the top 4, all with 11 points. And then at the very bottom, Getafe fall again. So they have 3 points. 19th place is Las Palmas, and in 20th place, holding up the rest of the holding up the rest of the table is Valencia with 1 lonely point from a lonely draw.
Oh, and that table is getting freaking heavy to hold. Let me tell you, we'll talk about them more in a second. The first thing I want to talk about for La Liga, though, is the fact that Villarreal, I don't think we've shown enough love to them. It's pretty awesome to see, like, outside of the big three in Barca, Real, and Atleti, they're the only other unbeaten team in La Liga. And they've won 3 of 5 matches, and they scored at least 2 goals in 4 of those 5 matches. So they're just really hot right now. And I'm excited because this coming weekend, they play Barcelona. So, I mean, if you tell me that they're going to be a real team this season, then let's see it. Barcelona, they're unbelievable right now. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch, but I just don't think we've shown the Yellow Submarines the respect that they deserve. They're on a heater right now, as some people would say. And hopefully they continue it. I don't know. Barcelona look pretty good. Looking forward to that match, though. Like we talked about earlier, though, Real Madrid, something's up with them. Yes, they're at the top of the table, the top end of the table anyway. But it just seems off, and they're undefeated. But Mbappe is scoring, but only 2 of those 3 goals were penalties. And that's going to bring back a lot of bad memories for Vic, who was so pissed that France were getting by. They got to the semis doing that, right? They got to the semis with him just scoring
with
pins.
No goal in an open play. Yeah,
exactly. So he's doing it again, but this time in Real Madrid form. And it's just like they're missing Cruz, and I didn't think that Real Madrid, that wouldn't matter, right? They're Real Madrid, but they seem off. It seems, get this, I have a note here with a great word, that everything is exacerbated. How do you like that? But it's exacerbated because Barcelona is destroying everyone with a new coach in his first year coaching that team. So look, I don't know if it's going to continue. I don't know if Real Madrid again, they haven't been great, but it's not like they're horrible. It's just weird. Something's up. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how they do in the Champions League, everything coming up, but it's just a little off. Just remember that. We're putting a pin in that one for now. But Valencia, like Vic was saying, holding up the table. They're bottom of the table right now. And that's freaking crazy. So they haven't been great recently, but come on, their Las Palmas are doing better than them.
Yeah.
They have 1 point in their first 5 matches. From all 5 matches, 1 point. I think that some changes are going to be coming soon if they don't get it right, and if they don't, they might not be in La Liga next season. So that sucks because Valencia, they're a fun team to watch. Well, they used to be anyway. And then, obviously we could talk about Barca all day. We could talk about Atleti being strong this season, but the main talking point that I wanted to talk about, and I don't even know if you've seen it, Vic, but there's 10 games, right? There's 20 teams, 10 games every match day. 5 of those 10 matches that happened in match day 5 in La Liga had a freaking red card. So I don't know what happened after the international break, but these teams came back and they were pissed off.
Yeah, I think when I was looking at the match day results, I did see a lot of reds. Yeah, right. Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, look at that. Half of them had a red card in it. That's insane. That's got to be a record. I had to get on those record books. We see it, but
maybe because it's still too hot. It's still too damn hot out there. It's already September. It was 97 today, 98.
They didn't play these matches in Texas, but you are right.
Still saying, I'm frustrated too. See what I mean?
You're equally as pissed off, but also your teams all suck this weekend. So. Oh, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to be mean. My bad.
I'll leave. I'll leave if you want.
I'll walk off this show right now. Okay. Well, let's keep it moving. Let's go on to, I don't have a choice. So we'll just do Serie A before I get in trouble. Serie A. Okay. Let me get my voice ready here. Saturday, Como and Bologna draw 2-2 after a late equalizer from Bologna. But check out this Catrone for Como. Catrone's he's playing really well. He had a great game. Como haven't been as good as I thought they were going to be at the start of the season, but he's been really good. Empoli and Juve draw 0-0. Again, let's say that Empoli and Juve draw 0-0. What the heck is up with that? More about those teams later. Milan dominate Venezia at the San Siro 4-0 with Pulisic getting a goal. Of course, it was a PK. So, if we're going to be rude to Mbappe, we got to give Pulisic the same treatment. But it was a PK. It was a goal. So, whatever. Sunday sees Genoa and Roma draw 1-1 with a stoppage time equalizer by Genoa. And we got to see last season's La Liga top scorer in Artem Dovbyk get his first goal for Roma, and their manager De Rossi was sent off. So again, people were getting some red cards. They're not happy after this break. Hot Atlanta get it done in an entertaining 3-2 win over Viola's, our Fiorentina. Ademola Lookman was just gross in this one. If you check out that first goal, and he did everything for Atalanta, and he gets a goal and an assist in this one to go with it. Lookman, he's obviously the star of their Europa League winning run, and he's still hot right now. So hot, maybe physically, but also just on the pitch. So I don't know. Torino. Oh no, Torino. I see your little eyebrows there. After we were just giving them praise, just a couple of episodes ago, they from the way they started the season, they draw 0-0 with the Milkmen in Lecce. They draw 0-0 with them on the day that their manager Paolo Vanoli got the Serie A. Get this, Philadelphia Manager of the Month award. That's what. So the day that he gets that award, they go ahead and get a 0-0 draw with Lecce, who they should not be getting a 0-0 draw with.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say, and we discussed that first. So Philadelphia, the cream cheese, that brand. Oh, I guess it's a bigger thing in Italy. I don't know, but apparently they are the sponsor for the Manager of the Month award. So it's the Serie A Philadelphia Manager of the Month award. Pretty cool.
I was like, no way Philly out here handing out awards for Italian soccer.
Come visit. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Italians over there. You never know. But no, it's like, come visit Philly. No. Philadelphia, the brand. And I guess apparently there's some ties to Italy too. Don't know.
Oh, well, cool.
Okay, Napoli dominate Cagliari 4-0. You like that Cagliari 4-0 with goals by Di Lorenzo, Cavaradona, Lukaku, and one of Hype Man Vic's alter egos, Alessandro Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Where's the Buongiorno?
Buongiorno.
Yes. So, one of your alter egos scored as well. Inter draw 1-1 with Monza. This one was 0-0 in the 80th minute, and Inter should not be 0-0 with Monza in the 80th minute. But Monza got the go-ahead goal, and you thought it was all over until Dumfries levels it at the 87th minute. And Inter, yes, they drew. But what I do have to say about this is that their away kits are just not good. The yellow, I don't know, man. I don't like it. Check it out. It's like yellow with like blue rings. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like them. But one thing I do like is Parma's jerseys. All of them are awesome. Parma and Udinese, are you not entertained? This one finishes 3-2. Was that good? Did I sound like him?
I thought there was one here. Yeah, I thought he was here. Russell Crowe.
But Parma were up 2-0 in the first half before Udinese came back. So unfortunately, they do get that win there. I say unfortunately because I was just talking about how Parma, they're one of my favorite teams to watch this season. But they do not get it done in this one. And our match day 4 finale for Serie A saw our Lazio, get back on track with a 2-1 win against them dogs of Verona, the Mastiffs. And that is how match day 4 for Serie A ends. Yeah. Vic, tell us that table.
Tell you, man, they run together. So the table looks like everybody thought. Udinese on the very top with 10 points. Right behind them is Napoli and Inter and Juventus round out the top 4 with 8 points each. And at the very bottom of the table, which would be heading out if the season ended today, is Como in 18th place, Cagliari in 19th place, and Venezia.
We got to work on your Italian, bro.
Yeah,
you have a friend
good right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's not good right
What's
now.
going on?
Venezia. I'll work on it.
No.
I need to turn in my alter ego. Was it Luigi Ferrari?
Yeah, Luigi Ferrari.
I'll work on it. Luigi Ferrari.
There you go.
Venezia.
Okay.
Anyway, not looking good for him. So 1 point.
No, definitely not looking good for them. Okay, so some talking points here. I actually I want to add one before I even get into the notes that I have. But looking at that table, Udinese up at the top. That's pretty crazy. I don't think. I mean, obviously, we're not too far into the season, 4 match days in. But either way, Udinese. I was looking at it. What did they finish? Where did they finish at the table last season? Let's take a quick look. Let's see standings. Let's go to. They were 15th in the 23-24 season, and they are top after four matches this season. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, just want to give that a shout out because even I missed that one. I'm sure their fans are enjoying the start to the season, but either way, that's crazy. That is crazy to see. And looking at it, I mean, who did they beat here? Let's see. We have a Bologna tie. They beat Lazio, beat Como, beat Parma. I mean, that's decent. So anyway, of course, we got a long way to go, but Udinese, good job, dudes. Okay, what I wanted to talk about, though, is Bologna are kind of doing the thing that we were worried they would do. We talked about how their top talents and coach are going to be poached going into this season and that they might struggle. And they are. So they still haven't won a match. And I think that steps true. Sorry, going back to Bologna. Yeah, I thought for some reason, I thought they beat Como. They did not. Yeah, so they still haven't won a match. And it just seems weird. Like you would think that they would be able to come up with some points at this, this many matches in, but they're really struggling. And the Champions League is starting up this week. So like they're going to get more fixtures under them. I just don't see that they're going to be able to get, obviously we don't think that they're going to get back in the Champions League, but the way they've started out, man, baloney, as Victor calls them. The cold cuts, we'll call them here from now on. They're definitely playing cold right now. They're not hot in the streets, and it's kind of sad. I was hoping that they could defy the odds and get out there and do something, but they haven't. Venezia, like we talked about, they're going down, aren't they? They're not good. It sucks. I was hoping that the Drake curse wouldn't be real, that these guys would actually do something. And at the beginning of the season, they had Tessman and they had Busio. Yeah, but they sold Tessman to Lyon. They've lost 3 of 4 matches in Serie A. They've only had 1 goal for and 8 goals against. The only positive note is that they played Lazio, Torino, Fiorentina, and Milan. So that's a murderer's row to start the season. But they're losing, but not to scrubs. But either way, it just doesn't feel good for our Venezia.
Yeah, not only that, the table, I don't know if you noticed, they didn't even put their shield on there. They just put a default shield that's green and white. Yeah, they even put it on there.
They're not even taking the time to do that. So, Okay, well, I don't know if they did that or you did that because you don't like them. So I don't know who to blame there. But okay, moving on. Empoli, they have yet to be beaten in the first 4 Serie A matches, which is crazy. They were a team that we were thinking we're probably going to be going down, fighting the relegation battle. And if they end up fighting the relegation battle, they're at least getting the points in early. And it's not like they played scrubs. They played Monza, Roma, Bologna, and they just played Juve. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. When you see the schedule and you see Roma, Bologna, and Juve first up, back to back to back, you expect like maybe 1 point from those, right? Like, especially a team that's like Empoli. But they finished that stretch with 5 points. And I'm not sure if that's sustainable, but for now, again, like I said, if they're going to be in that relegation battle, they're at least starting off with a lot of points. And that's really cool to see. They definitely have a secret sauce to frustrate the big boys, and we'll see if that continues. So next, I want to talk about Napoli. They are truly, truly back. Since their opening day embarrassment against Verona, they have gone 3 straight wins and have gone 7 goals scored and only 1 conceded. And with no European matches this season because they sucked last season, that's how you get that. Conte, he might be back to winning ways. We've already seen Inter and Juve kind of struggle out the gate. And Napoli, of course, they did too. But, I mean, they are obviously back on track now. Going to be fun to see them. Okay, let's see. We have, I want to talk about Roma too. Roma haven't won a match yet in Serie A in 4 matches. Same thing with our Fiorentina. So I don't want to talk too much. But either way, man, Roma, they just like their favorite thing to do, Vic, is finish 6th place. Because they finished 6th place for 3 straight years. So, like, obviously they love to do that, Like Spurs, we love losing to Arsenal all the time. You know what I mean? Like, because we do it all the time. Oh, God.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Yeah.
So, you don't have to emphasize that one. But, Roma, they need to get it going. That's my point. it seems like something's up. There's a bit of frustration. Things are kind of bubbling up. De Rossi got sent off, but either way, his team is not playing great right now, early on at least. Obviously, we're not in full-blown panic attack, but we're definitely worried. They shouldn't be where they are, and they are there. Those are facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
What's not a fact, though, I will tell you, I think that Inter jersey is pretty badass. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you serious? The yellow?
The yellow with the blue on the sides.
Yes.
The logo's blue. I think it looks
you
great.
like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, different tastes, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fiorentina, they're not doing well. I think we covered Serie A pretty much from all the angles. Who's your buddy's team? I can't. What's his name? Nicholas? What's your friend's name?
No,
Christian.
Yeah.
Christian. Yes. Okay. Juventus. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
They're not doing great right now. So he's probably mad.
They're fourth. Not bad.
I mean, they're not bad in the table. I meant like they didn't do good against Empoli, who they should.
Yeah, they started off strong. They had 2 wins.
Clarify.
They've been drawing ever since then. So
yeah. Okay. Well,
they did give Liverpool Chiesa. So
look, tell him to come by, talk about his team. We'll discuss it. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him know.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No, too late.
All right.
He's watching, so he's gonna know, right? Like,
oh, that's true. That's true.
This.
He's in here. Dang, I didn't even think about that. Okay, let's move on to the Prem, mate. The Premier League. Okay. This weekend saw Manchester United on Saturday morning, the 6:30 kickoff. They got back on track after dominating Southampton 3-0 early Saturday morning. I know I said that because it's very early. No one's waking up to watch that. Forest beat Liverpool at Anfield after being thoroughly dominated in every metric. And we'll talk more about that in a minute because I want to get your take on it. But, I mean, legitimately every metric you can look at in this match was not in Forest's favor, and yet they still lost. I don't know how that happens. But, look, I'll let you wax poetic about it here in a second. Let me just get through these. Okay, bud?
Yeah, we're good.
City do what City do, and they beat Brentford 2-1 after going down 1-0 in the first minute. Haaland is a freaking cheat code. Best striker since Harry Kane in the Premier League, right? You would agree with that, right? Fulham and West Ham ends 1-1 at Craven Cottage. Leicester and Palace ends 2-2 after Connor Cody gives away a stoppage time penalty. And Palace, they needed those points, let me tell you. Probably the shock result of the Premier League weekend, though, was definitely Brighton being held to a 0-0 draw at the Amex against Ipswich Town. The way that Brighton have been playing, you just didn't see this result. I'm telling you, there's some weird feelings, weird stuff happened after the international break, let me tell you. Okay, stop me if you've heard this before, Victor, please. Everton lost. What? Oh, my God.
Weren't they winning?
They've been winning a lot, and then they didn't end up winning. This time they fall 3-2 to Villa, and we'll dig in a little bit later to discuss. They just keep inventing new ways to lose. It's insane.
It's remarkable.
Bournemouth, yeah, it's an impressive feat. Bournemouth lose to Chelsea 1-0 in your Premier League main event on Saturday evening. And is Chelsea good? I don't know yet. We'll talk about it in a second. Sunday, we do have to talk about this. My Spurs continue their early season struggles. They drop all 3 points to Arsenal in the North London derby, and you hate to see it. You also hate to see that this match was played with Arsenal wearing black kits. Like, what the heck is up with that? Their home kits have a lot of white in it this season, so the league made them wear their away kits, and they're black. So it's just not right, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be red. It has to be red and white. Yeah, exactly. Weird stuff. It's not even Halloween yet. And then Newcastle left it late, but they get it done against Wolves at Molineux 2-1 with goals in the 75th and 80th minute. Man, if you're Wolves, that sucks. You're at home, you're winning, and then you end up losing by 2 late goals. As Austin FC fans, we've seen that. Yeah. We do know what that's like, actually. Okay, Vic, tell us that Prem table.
Yep. So to nobody's surprise, top is Man City. I think we're going to show the table here in a second. There, top is Man City. I don't need the table to tell you guys that. I'm pretty sure you guys don't need the table for that.
Yeah, we could have guessed that. Just say that anytime, and it's probably correct.
It's probably correct. They've been on top since like 2016, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
But with 12 points, with 10 points, the two teams behind them are Arsenal and Newcastle United. And rounding out the top four are the Reds, Liverpool with 9 points. Again, dropping those last three to Nottingham Forest, who, since they did beat Liverpool, are, I guess, the front runners to win the Premier League. That's the only thing that makes sense. But, for the bottom three in fighting relegation, Wolverhampton Wanderers are in 18th place with 1 point, and Southampton and Everton still fighting to get a point. I have 0 points throughout the league so far, and man, it's hard to say anything positive about them right now. Not like that, but I'm just saying, if you've seen them play, you see how they're losing, how they're not handling anything. It's kind of hard to watch that, but.
Well, let's dig in. Let's dig into that. We'll stay right there. I got to say, it's just sad to watch them right now, and I know my boy Danny P. He's probably watching them through gritted teeth, as they say, or like this at least. Like you just feel it coming. It's like their favorite thing to do is implode, and that's rude. I understand it, but it's true. They go up 2-0 again, and with the score 2-1. DCL, as Danny P likes to call him. Maybe that's what they all call him. I don't know. But he has a freaking brain fart with a one-on-one with the keeper. And he tries to do a move. Guy comes from behind, knocks the ball out. And you're like, oh, damn, they could have buried it and been done with this game. But then 4 minutes later, Villa get the equalizer. And you're just like, golly, like there's no way this is happening. And the winner, though, did you see the winner?
No, I didn't see the winner.
It is stupid. Like it's silly. It's gross is the best way I can put it. Yeah, but anyway, the winner, there's no one stopping that goal. I don't even have the name of who scored it. Duran, I believe it was. But either way, it just sucked because like it felt like that game was theirs to win. All of them have felt like that so far. But this one, the end goal, not the end goal. That sounds like a goal for the end. That's them not being relegated. But no, the goal that happened last was just insane. And it's like only that only happens to Everton this season. And it sucks. It sucks. But I don't know. They started off bad last season and they ended up pretty good outside of because you add in the 10 points or whatever it was that were taking 6 points for the financial fair play stuff. But either way, I think they can be fine because they've been winning in all these, most of these games except for the 4-0 ass whooping that we gave them for Spurs. But
and I think one of the silver linings they have is that there are a lot of not points on the bottom. There's a better way. Think about it. If they win one time, they're like in 16th or 16th. Like if they had 3 points, actually they'd be in 15th place.
Okay,
it's that compressed there at the bottom. Like there's a
lot of parity for those bottom teams.
2 points, yes. So that's one little silver lining that they have. They've showed some promise. It looks like every once in a while they have 10-minute bursts where they look like pretty damn good. And if they can just close out a game right, they can fight out a relegation. Even though I selected them to be relegated. I'm sorry.
You did. And so far looking
for sake. I hope they don't.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, well, let's move to your team then. And I think we got to start with Liverpool. First off, still being great, and they had one. This is like bad game. I don't even know. Maybe I don't know.
I equated it to a trap game. This is like UT playing like Louisiana Lafayette for Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Like because we played Milan. I think we played AC Milan for the Champions League on
Champions League. Yeah.
And we played Nottingham Forest, who we should have won. The entire game looked like we were playing it like we were up 3 points, like by 3 goals. And we were just like, lackadaisical. Every once in a while we had some spurts, but it was just, I don't know. They didn't look right out there.
Well, listen to this. Have some stats here for you. Liverpool had 14 shots to 5 for Forest. They had 70% of possession, more than double the amount of passes, and every other metric I could have written as well, but they were up. They were leading in that metric, and they still lost this game. So maybe, I don't know, just an off day. I don't know. I didn't get to watch it, so you tell me.
Yeah, but a lot of that was possession because, it was playing like they were playing like we were up by 3 goals. So they were just like, trying to almost like they were trying to
around.
It was weird. And Yeah,
Like they expected the win, it just never came.
Yeah, it just never came. Like a trap game. That's what I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I think they're still going to be just fine. I saw that Forest hadn't won at Anfield since like 1969, something like that, 65.
Yeah, they made sure to say that over and over and over again.
My bad. I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Okay, I went to also this game, real quick, this might be my fault because it was 0-0, and then I watched the first half, and then I went out to run some errands. And then in the second half, I got to BD Riley's, and as soon as I got a beer, Nottingham Forest scored. And I was like, oh, shit, I should have just stayed home and watched it.
Can't do that, man. Yeah, that place is cursed.
I changed it up. I shouldn't have done that.
Well, I can't stay home apparently because we're moving on to talk about Spurs, and I'm actually worried about them. I think nobody expected last season's 10 games unbeaten start to like be the same thing this season because obviously towards the end of the season we weren't good. But either way, like I wasn't expecting that to happen again, but I wasn't expecting back-to-back losses and going 1 win, 1 draw, and 2 losses in the first 4 games. That's how I was not seeing this going. And it's not that losing to Newcastle and Arsenal is like the worst, right? But it's just that there's no life in the team past the starters. There's no depth. There's no creative attacking people sitting on the bench waiting to come in. Like whenever we see the subs coming in for Arsenal and it's like Gabriel Jesus and what's the little dude from City came from Liverpool. What's his name? Dreads.
You'll have somebody from Liverpool.
No, it went from Liverpool. What is his name? I'm
Dreads. I have no idea.
Danny P, you gotta tell me.
Oh, Origi?
Sterling.
Oh, Sterling.
Yes.
Oh,
so anyway, but yeah, he's with Arsenal now. But whenever you see them, that's their subs, and our sub is like Timo Werner, who's never done anything, and like a 19-year-old winger from Burnley who were relegated last season. Now he might be good. Odebear might be really good in the future, but nobody's scared of them right now. But either way, you see them coming on and our subs are our subs. And it's like, golly, we're not winning this game. Like I already knew it wasn't. And it just scares me because we had a lot of injuries last season. So if it happens again, man, it's going to be a long year. We don't have the depth. And last year we didn't have the depth and we were struggling. I feel less secure about this whole team, this whole operation this time around. It's just frustrating. But, Ange, we trusted him to kind of turn the team around. He started to do it, but it's just it's early in the season. I don't want to jump to conclusions. It just sucks. It just sucks because I was expecting them to be at least, in the top 4 this coming year, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen, at least not early. And obviously 4 matches. Yeah. We got a lot of games, but still
got 30 plus games. So
yeah, it's just not fun. We do have Europe this season too. We didn't have Europe last year. So anyway, I'll stop bitching about them. Hopefully we're not talking about this for too much longer. They come in here, whoop some ass, get some points, go up the board, and win the league. Okay. And then here's the last thing I want to talk about. Here's the list of teams, in case you didn't know it. Well, you do know it because you just read the table, that haven't lost in the Premier League. City, duh. Arsenal, duh. Newcastle, kind of duh. Brighton, that's surprising. And freaking Nottingham Forest. They haven't really been paying, I don't think that we've been paying much attention to them. But they really, I guess I don't want to say that they've been dominating, but they haven't lost. And they have the same points as Brighton. And we've been all over Brighton's nuts to start the season. Sorry for lack of a better term. But we haven't talked about Forest. And I think it's because we don't expect them to end the season that way, which is fine. But, we cover the league. We cover it from the beginning to the end. So, right, we're going to talk about it in the beginning of the season. Forest are one of those teams that is a surprise. They're at the top. They're not at the top, but you get my point. They're towards the top of the table. And they just beat the shit and dominated. I'm just kidding. They beat Liverpool away. So that's pretty awesome. If you think about their schedule, though, they played Bournemouth, Southampton, Wolves, and Liverpool. So, it's not the hardest schedule, but it's not the easiest either. It's just getting 3 points away at Anfield is insane for them. Like Spurs can't even do that, and we're like one of the best teams ever. You know what I mean? So
doesn't happen often. So yeah, I'll give them their flowers. I'll give them the flowers. Nottingham Forest did pretty good.
But I am pretty excited though because they play Brighton next in the Premier League this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one to watch. Who's real? Who's not? They're back to back in the table. let's see it. If you're real, let's do it for us. Let's go. Okay. Anything else we need to talk about in the Premier League?
Nope. All good. I am done. Tired of that.
Not going to talk about them anymore. Okay. Last league. We're going to go on to the Bundesliga.
Bundesliga.
Get my notes here. Okay. Dortmund on Friday. Dortmund beat up on Heidenheim 4-2, which makes me sad because Heidenheim were a team we talked about, had started off really well the first 2 match days. And, it's Dortmund, so maybe that's not too bad a result. We'll have to find out. But either way, that sucks. Freiburg come back to beat Bochum 2-1 thanks to 2 second-half goals from Junior Adamu. Wolfsburg falls 2-1 at home to Eintracht. This one was really cool to watch because it looked like a green and orange highlighter. If you see any highlights of this game, Wolfsburg, Eintracht, the Eintracht's aways are orange highlighters, and Wolfsburg home is like the green highlighter. It's really cool to see. I'm a kid guy, you know that. So kid on kid action. It's nice. Stuttgart get the scoring started again, but this time they finished the job unlike they had done previously. They beat Gladbach on the road 3-1. Check out that second goal from Fabian Rieders. He runs around the freaking he goes like out of bounds around the why am I blanking on the ref whatever. Anyway, he runs around him and gets the assist. It's freaking awesome. Go watch that goal. Leipzig and Union Berlin finished 0-0. We won't talk about that too much because we don't do that here on No Business. Nope. Hoffenheim get blown out by Leverkusen 4-1. My second favorite Victor in the world, Mr. Victor Boniface, had himself a day as he dominated Hoffenheim all day. He was just, dominated in every way possible. Comes away with an assist and 2 goals to show for it. And, of course, my first favorite Vic is Hype Man. So just want to make sure you're aware of that. Holstein Kiel lose to Bayern 6-1 with a Harry Kane hat trick. And, love seeing that, don't we? It's going to be a bad day when Jamal Musiala scores within the first 15 seconds of the match. That's not going to happen. But for Holstein Kiel, we got to figure out a shorter nickname for them. They did get a goal, and their fans went crazy. It's like already 6-0 or 5-0. They get a goal, they go crazy. Awesome. Hey, good for you. Enjoy your time there. You're going to see a match. Okay, Sunday sees Augsburg get their first win of the season as they give St. Pauli their 3rd straight loss. They're not going to stay up. I know it. The match ended 3-1 to Augsburg. The final game of match day 3 saw Bremen beat Mainz 2-1 as they got a 69-minute winner, and they were down to 10 men. Hasn't been a great start for Mainz, but Bremen get that win. Okay, Vic, what that table do, though?
Yeah, and the table's starting to take shape again, just kind of like you would see it. Normally, you got Bayern München or Bayern Munich at the very top with 9 points. Underneath them are Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig, Red Bull Leipzig, with 7 points apiece. And rounding out the top 4, going to the Champions League, if the season ended today, is Heidenheim with 6 points. Bayern Leverkusen right behind them with 6 points as well. At the bottom of the table, who would be leaving if the season ended today, is St. Pauli, unfortunately, and Holstein Kiel. Like we said earlier, need to find a better word for that.
Yeah, I know. We got to have a nickname for these teams.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that I wanted Heidenheim to be called the Heim, but I was told that sounds too not good. So we won't call them that. Just ignore that I said it. How about that?
You got it.
Okay, let's get into some talking points here. I want to start with Bayern because, of course, they're the team that dominates this league year in and year out, except for a few hiccups now and then. But going into the season, we talked about how Vincent Kompany had not done crap with Burnley. They got relegated, and why were they hiring this dude to take the team that's needs to dominate or nothing works? And so far, he has these Bavarian boys. Oh, you like that? I don't know if that's a nickname they use, but they should. Playing like their old selves again. They're Bayern. They've scored 11 goals across 3 matches, and even though they haven't played any of the big boys yet, Wolfsburg and Freiburg are in those 2, and they aren't pushovers. So Champions League starts up. They're playing. I don't know who they're playing. Actually, we'll talk about it here in a second, but I think it's Zagreb. But either way, Champions League is starting up, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do against the bigger clubs. But for now, to start the season, Vincent Kompany's looking like that was a steal of a hire, and we were all making fun of him for it, and he might get the last laugh. Okay. 2 names at the top end of the table that are surprises so far in the Bundesliga, Freiburg and not the Heim, double H, Heidenheim, Heidenheim. But unfortunately, Double H lost this weekend. Was to Dortmund, like we said. So it's going to be cool to come back in a month and see where they are. Hopefully, they're still up there. They've been playing really well. So we'll see how they do coming up. But Freiburg, on the other hand, I think we expected them to take a dip. Most people did. The betting odds for sure did, because their longtime manager Christian Streich left. But the new boy, the new gaffer, as some would say, I really need to figure out what that means. It's like going into those British terms like, does it mean coach? Does it manager? I don't know. Anyway, but their new gaffer, don't know why I put that in my notes, Julian Schuster. And you remember, this is his first time coaching. Like, this is his first head coaching gig, head managerial role, if you will. And he seems like he's got it under control, because they're, again, right up there at the top of the table. And the cool thing is that Heidenheim and Freiburg, Double H and Freiburg, they face each other this weekend. So there's a lot of those teams we've talked about. Who was it? It was Forest and Brighton. Yeah. And now we get Freiburg and Heidenheim. Teams that aren't supposed to be at the top are there, and they're playing each other. So it's going to be cool to see how that plays out and who's real and who's not. Last thing I'll talk about is Leipzig. They were on a roll, and I was starting to think that maybe they were going to be genuine title contenders, because you know how it turns out. Leverkusen last season, but Bayern all the years before that, they're just unstoppable, and they hardly ever drop points. But Leipzig were seemingly on the way to doing that, and then they drew 0-0 at home against Union Berlin, and that's not cool, man. You can't do that if you're going to win this league. So I don't think we can write them off, obviously, because of one draw wasn't even a loss. It's just the point that, like, I don't know if Bayern would do something like that. I don't know if Leverkusen are going to do something like that. So yeah, they have a pretty easy run of matches coming up. St. Pauli, Augsburg, Heidenheim. That's not easy. That's rude. Mainz with a date with Juve sandwiched in between. Your friends Juve, Christians Juve, and they need to win those matches. Like, if they're going to be up there, they need to show that they're real. Get 4 straight Bundesliga wins, and we'll believe in them again. But so far, they were surprising me. And they're back down to the questionable list. Again, not panicking on them, just an observation. Okay, that is it for Bundesliga. Let's see. I know Vic hates any sports right now, so I'm not going to ask for anything that you want to talk about. But okay, yeah, that's about it. Well, before we get out of here, though, Vic, let's talk about the Champions League. Whoa, my screen is so bright right now. Sorry, guys. We'll talk about some Champions League. If you remember, we talked about the draw happening not too long ago. Well, it's here. We get to watch some games, and it's a little weird because, again, there's no groups. It's just a big table. It's a league. Like, Danny P. What am I doing? I'm giving away his government name.
Yeah, no,
my giving away his government name
earlier too. I caught myself like,
Yes, Danny P. He was saying, this is just the Super League. They did it. And he's right. It is the Super League. But let's go over some of the matches that are happening in match day 1, Vic. So we see Juventus in PSV, which should be a good one. My personal favorite Swedish team, I think they are, Young Boys, is going against Aston Villa, and Stuttgart, my VfB, going against Real Madrid. That's probably not going to be fun to watch, but we'll see. They haven't been in the best of form, but it was good to get this result recently. So, hey, maybe they go into the Bernabeu and get it done. How awesome would that be? I'm not counting on it, but, we'll see. What else, Vic? Who else we got here? Oh, no, it refreshed on me.
Oh, no.
You got it up?
Yeah, I got it. It's loading, though.
Bayern versus Zagreb. I did get it right.
Dynamo Zagreb, yeah. Is that how you say the name? Dynamo
Zagreb.
Dynamo. We're in America. It's Dynamo.
Oh, okay.
Well, the next Dynamo. One, Sporting and Losk. LOSC.
Lille. Yeah. Obviously it doesn't say Lille, but yeah, Sporting versus Lille. And then your boys, we'll just get to it. I know you're trying to get there quickly. Liverpool versus Milan at the San Siro.
Yeah, we got a tough couple matches, but I think we can pull through.
I was just about to say, I don't want to say like who do you think is going to win, because I know who you think is going to win.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to count out Captain America though. So
I was going to say, I'll say this. if Pulisic bangs in the winner, you're gonna be upset, but then also like, damn it, that's pretty cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
And so that happens tomorrow. Tomorrow being Tuesday. Sorry. And then Wednesday, we have Bologna versus Shakhtar. And I will say this: so Bologna, they've been struggling a lot in the Serie A. We talked about it, how they're one of the disappointing teams of the season, just because of where they were last season. I was hoping that they would. I mean, obviously with all the losses they had, but either way, I was hoping that they'd be better. This game, Shakhtar Donetsk, that's a good way to start off your Champions League run, right? Like there could have been a lot worse teams that you have in this first match. And since we don't have groups anymore, you just need to win, you just got to get points. And this is a good opportunity for Bologna to do that. We don't like Sparta Praha around here because we are Slavia Praha. I was like, oh my God, what is this name? We're Slavia Praha around here. But they play RB Salzburg on Wednesday. PSG versus Girona. Girona, who obviously get there, but they have their talent. Bologna and Girona, they're the same team, just in different countries, essentially. So yeah, Girona, they're kind of stripped down, and they haven't been that great this season, just like Bologna, but they're playing PSG, so they're probably going to end up losing that one. Dortmund get Bruges. Celtic and Slaven Bratislava. Celtic, that's pretty awesome. I would love to go to see a Celtic match. I actually wanted to whenever we were in Scotland, but didn't get a chance to. And then I think the headliner of the Champions League match day one. Let's see. No, okay. I would say no. Liverpool and Milan's pretty damn good too. But either way, Man City and Inter play on Wednesday, and that's going to be a freaking banger. Inter have struggled in the past. Well, they struggled this last match day. City never struggle. I mean, maybe they lose every once in a while, but yeah, pretty much they're just going to dominate anyway. This one will be a good one though. And then of course, Daniel and I's Benfica, they play Red Star Belgrade. I bet you didn't know I was going to say that, Vic. Yeah,
did not.
But Benfica will definitely get that winner there. Leverkusen and Feyenoord, that might be a fun one. Leverkusen, they're dominating in every way possible. Can they do it in the Champions League? I think we're all excited to see that one. Xabi Alonso's guys over there in the European competitions. Let's see it. And then let's see. What else do we have here? Arsenal versus Atlanta. Let's go. That's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one too. Atletico Madrid versus RB Leipzig. And by the way, I didn't even mention this. There's games on Thursdays too. So Champions League is no longer just Tuesday, Wednesday. And I don't know if this is going to be like it, how it's going to be for the rest of the year. I think it's just because, it looks like it's not. But either way, a lot of the European leagues has been like Tuesdays and Wednesdays is Champions League and Thursdays is all Conference League and Europa League. They're changing it up this year. But for this first match day, it's only Champions League. And I believe there might be some Europa leagues, but either way, there's no conference leagues. I know that for sure. But yeah, so we have, what is this? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday Champions League games. And it's going to be awesome to see. And the last couple of them, Atletico Madrid, Leipzig, and then also Barcelona versus Monaco. Man, it's going to be some fun games. It's back. Champions League is back. Football's back. Austin FC is going to win the league. Spurs going to win. I mean, it's just that time of season, man. Everything is happening. It's kicking off. I'm freaking excited. I'm jacked. I was going to say, what's your favorite match? What are you looking forward to the most? But I know who you're going to say.
Liverpool. Yeah. Christian Pulisic in Liverpool.
That's got to be awesome.
It's got to be
like
pretty,
it's got to be, you know what I mean? Like that's fun to watch.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. It's going to be during the day, and we have meetings from 2 to 3, and the game starts at 2. So it's going to be hard to like hide or like try to be quiet in these meetings as well. So
in person or digital?
Digital, but I'll be
online.
I have to be in the office for it.
Oh, pobrecito.
It's okay. I'm taking the Chromecast. I'm going to play it at work. So we're all going to be watching.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Christian will be there too. So, yeah.
That sounds like a good time. I might sneak my way into that meeting. Okay. Well, we're running a little long here today, but I think we've covered it all. We've covered our European reach around well. And just to let you know before we sign off, we are working on a lot of things here. We have some graphics coming in. We have some technical term bump animations coming in. Ooh. So all of these these leagues will be covered with a little bit more pristine, a little bit more oomph, if you will. We've got freaking intro music, and Vic's working on the what are they called? Push pins? What is it called? The thumbnails or thumbtacks.
Thumbnails. Yeah.
That tells you how much I know.
Thumbnails. We just got to get Adam to make some faces. So if you guys can help out, kind of like that, or all the YouTubers are like, oh.
Yeah, here's the thing. He's asked for a long time. We need to do it, and I've like been against it. I was like, no, man, we're gonna do it different. We're not gonna do that. So dumb. But like everybody's doing it. What am I gonna be? The one guy that changes that? I don't know. It's weird. So anyway, but either way, the point is we're gonna have a lot more stuff for you guys. We're doing a lot more on the back end to make this a much more enjoyable experience, professional experience. And of course, we'll have some fun along the way. So I think that's it. Vic, take us home.
Appreciate it again, you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down. Let us know what we missed in all these in the European reach around, what you think we should cover more, or if we're just wrong on some stuff, let us know. But again, we appreciate you guys for spending time with us. We will talk to you soon, and we'll see you next time.